They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equals. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. As LeBron James and Anthony Davis are back tonight, both available to play. Both are going to get thrown out into the action. We're going to have our regular starting line. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you guys what the starters are. Here you have them for both sides of the party. So, what up, KD? What's up, KJ? Good to see y'all, man. Hopefully, we'll see you guys over on Playback. Don't stay back, guys. Make sure you guys join Playback to watch along with us. A lot of fun last game. But again, here's the projected starting lineups. It looks like both teams are starting most of their players. The only player that seems to be missing for the Suns is Jusuf Nurkic, which I kind of wish would have played because I would have loved to see how our head coaching staff is able to adapt to those kind of players. And we really struggled last season versus these guys, right? These big European centers like Nurkic, like Sabonis, like a lot of these guys, right? So, but I am intrigued because Bradley Beal is playing, Devin Booker is playing, Kevin Durant is playing, and we are playing our starting five that's going to be here for the regular season. Will we see the regular rotation subtracting Vando and Christian Wood? We will see. Another confirmation we just got was that Cam Reddish is also available to play off the bench after missing the first preseason game. Guys, this begs to answer. This begs the question. This begs the answer. Who's going to be the odd man out? Is Bronny even playing tonight? Is Bronny about to make history with his pops tonight? You know, so we're going to see the first father-son duo in preseason history. Like, wow, just so much excitement going around. Not to mention the Dodgers play at the same time. I wish the schedule makers would have let the Lakers play earlier or the Dodgers earlier. But, man, what an exciting game yesterday. If you guys were with me on Playback, we had a lot of fun watching the Dodgers. I will miss today's Dodger game. Obviously, we'll be covering the Lakers, but I'll probably cover the next Dodger game, assuming they don't play at the same time the Lakers do. Regardless, guys, tonight's going to be a fun matchup, as you guys can see here. D'Angelo versus Tyus Jones. I say advantage D'Lo. Bradley Beal versus Austin Reeves. Depending on who's having the hot night, Austin Reeves can get up there. Devin Booker versus LeBron James. Easy LeBron. Although I expect both sides to play these guys limited minutes. Rui Hachimura versus Kevin Durant. Of course, KD. And then Anthony Davis should dominate Mason Plumlee. Even though I know those matchups aren't going to be exactly cross-matched like that. So one of them things, man. But I'll tell you, man, it is an exciting time to be a Laker fan. And JJ Redick chimed in on a couple of very interesting things from the last game, by the way. So let's start with this right here. Remember during Summer League, JJ Redick talked about he wanted to work on an early on system. He said one thing last year was they played random. So, again, throwing the little minor shade. Actually, not even throwing shade, but just being honest. He said when they played sets, they had a higher efficiency. He said, we have LeBron and AD, but we're going to play with more movement and cutting. That's interesting because that's exactly what happened for 3 quarters last night. Now, JJ claims that was only about 10% of the sets they ran, and they didn't run the complete playbook, which I expect in preseason. They're still learning a bunch of stuff, right? But another thing that really bothered JJ Redick, he really broke down what bothered him the last game. He said, there's a lot that stood out. He said, I think if you just look at the game in its entirety, we got destroyed in the possession battle. He said, turnovers and offensive rebounds, I think they took 50 more shots than us. In some ways, that's the game right there. He said, their physicality and look, he said, we were a little bit of a deficit. They're a big team. They have big defenders. Luka Garza, he said, I mean, he's a monster. Tonight, with how we opted to do the rotations in the first half, we oftentimes had a small on him, and they really hurt us. Let me tell you what I take from that little quote from JJ Redick. He really pays attention to detail, fam. Like this guy right here, JJ, he's already taking notice of the sides, the lack of size, the second chance rebounds they gave up and all of that, man. And you know what? I like a coach that pays attention to details because I want to see what type of adjustments we make tonight. Now, the last game, they had the excuse that AD wasn't there. Obviously, Vando's not there. We're lacking a lot of size in the paint. Jackson Hayes was the lone, guy, and we know as a final defensive anchor, he's not really that much of a defender. I mean, let's be honest, man. His timing sometimes isn't that great. I prefer him on the weak side, getting weak side, help side defense and blocks and rebounds. But Bronny James actually had 3 blocks compared to Jackson Hayes. So that tells you everything right there. And Jackson Hayes got to work on his timing. He got to work on staying disciplined, not jumping at everything and getting himself into foul trouble. But I feel like that's been the story every season. Again, only one preseason game. But then JJ Redick did say that there was a lot of good things as well. He said, having said that, I think there was a lot of good stuff that we did. I told our guys before the game, 3 things I'm going to judge you on is how we are going to measure this game, our organization, our talk, our level of competition. And I thought the third one, we had a really high level. So, I mean, he sees what we see, which is music to my ears. And he did mention how overall he thinks the guys played with the right intent. He says, I think offensively, we really moved the basketball well at times. And we got off to a slow start there. He said, and sometimes that can really hurt your defense. But yeah, there's a lot of good things that we can take away from this game and a lot of things we can improve. So again, JJ Redick saying the right things, man. But again, actions speak louder than words. So let's see what type of adjustments we make tonight. Because tonight not going to be no walk in the park. I promise you. We're going up against the Phoenix Suns. We know that they got swept last year, so they're coming back with a vengeance season. And they always play us hard. Anytime KD matches up versus LeBron James is a treat for everybody to watch. I'm not expecting LeBron James and AD to play more than maybe 10 to 15 minutes tonight, right? So that's all I'm expecting them to play. If they play more than that, I'll be a little concerned. Same for their players. I don't think they're going to take the court a lot. But again, friendly reminder, guys, we'll be live on playback at 6:30 Pacific time. Be there early to be one of the first 20 to get a VIP pass to watch along with us, man. Oh, man, super exciting for that. Last game was an absolute blast. And guess what? There will be post-game tonight. But after post-game, like at 10 p.m., me and my girl are going to do late nights, the October edition. Either Saturday or Sunday, we're going to do a late night, talk about scary stuff, man, leading all the way up until Halloween. And then Halloween will be the finale episode. So we got some special plan for you guys tonight after post-game, of course. And so stay tuned for all of that. All right. I'll take a couple questions before we move on to the next points. My guy said, what up, Dan? Do you think no, he said, what up, Dan? Thank you for your hard-ass work breaking down pre- and post-game recap. Thank you. And more power to you and yours. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much. And by the way, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the well wishes from my mom and her birthday yesterday. Even though she doesn't celebrate due to her religion, I always celebrate it for her, and it brings a smile to her face, man. She's very excited. She asked me not to post pictures, obviously, because she's not supposed to celebrate or none of that. But great memories for me. Great, exciting memories to be able to do that for my mom and for you guys to be a part of it and her to see all the, the well wishes and stuff like that. So thank you guys again for that. That's really kind of you guys. And again, last night was fun. I was so busy yesterday. I covered the Dodgers. I didn't even get to watch the UFC fight. I really wanted to see Potan. I really wanted to see it, man. So, it's unfortunate I didn't see it. I heard it was a great fight too. So it is what it is. But let's see here. Take more questions. He said, Dan, did you see the Jazz won 2 first-round picks for Walker Kessler? He's a straight delusion. Well, you know what? They're playing hard ball. That's what they're doing right now. They're playing hard ball. But I think they'll probably loosen up around the trade deadline. At least that's what I hope. I hope they do, right? But I don't know. I don't know if they will or they won't, but they have too many centers over there. They just drafted another one. I don't understand why. He said, word on the street is Bronny going to go off tonight. I love it. I hope so. It'll be fun to watch him go off for sure. I don't expect him to, though. Defensively, he's been solid. Offensively, he's a little shaky. But, as we saw towards the end of Summer League, he got loose. What I'm looking forward tonight, primarily, guys, with this matchup, is I want to see how Anthony Davis and LeBron James are going to fit within the scheme of things, within the offense, right? Because LeBron James has been saying they want to play the right way. They want to move the rock and find the hot hand. They want to find the energy, and that's the right way to play. It sounds good, but I really want to see it. Like, I need to see LeBron James come off the ball a little bit more, which I think is going to buy him, a little bit of more longevity throughout the rest of his career if he's successfully able to do that. It's not easy for an on-ball player to all of a sudden go off ball and kind of play off of their point guard and stuff like that, right? KD said, "Goat Squad." Man, not tonight, bro. Tonight I'm gonna do the late nights, which I had promised the subscribers have been asking for a long time for October. But tomorrow night, most likely, yes, we will do the Goat Squad gaming, bro. I got you. Let's see here. Dan, I think the Knicks will come out of the East this season. I saw them in glimpses going up against the Charlotte Hornets. I will talk more about them tomorrow night because tomorrow is NBA Weekly, where I talk about everything we saw over the weekend from preseason from different teams, including the Lakers. So, yeah, we'll cover them more tomorrow. But, yeah, it's pretty impressive. They got a long ways to go, though. There's a couple of concerns I have with the Knicks right off the top. And I'll elaborate more tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. Stay tuned for that. What's up, Dante? What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. What's up, Alan? Hey, man, good to see all you guys. By the way, I want to thank you guys, man. We just got to 5 members on the channel. We just opened up the memberships. So I want to say thank you guys so much for that, man. We got brand new celebrations for the new members. Also, we got the voiceovers for the super chats and all that. They've been going crazy. So I do appreciate you guys for all of the love, man. Let's see here. Dan, Wizards playing Jonas is the slowest and worst defensive big I've ever seen in my life. It's bad. He's not a fit there. That's what it is. We need Jonas for when we go up against them slow, clunky bigs like the Jokic's of the world. We only really need them for situational purposes. We don't need them all the time. Sometimes you can get away with having AD at the 5, but I'd still prefer a real rim protector like Walker Kessler there, and then Jonas, if I'm being honest, if I'm being quite frank, you know. So that's just the thing, Savage, and we're gonna see real soon how everything plays out. So, the question of the night Mark Medina poses is, will LeBron and Bronny play together tonight? This was Redick's response pregame. He said, "We'll see." Redick said, "It's going to depend on the flow of the game." And to be honest, I love that response. He's not promising or guaranteeing anything. And that's how you keep your foot out of your mouth and you stay pretty much, you know, you don't want to make any promises you can't keep and then change your mind mid-game and then you have Bronny out disappointed. I think in this case, Bronny should be ready, but not expect to play tonight because we got 2 starters back. It'll be harder to find minutes. But I'm pretty sure since it's preseason, he'll find a couple of minutes, if anything, even in garbage time, right? So, you know, the Bronny situation, it would be really nice to see him and his pops. It would be very exciting, but at the same time, it's not the priority tonight. I think the priority tonight, we got to see how guys are going to play off of the bigs under this new offensive system, right? We got to see it. So, you know, it's one of them things, man. Are we going to see it? And it looks like we got our first super chat of the night. Hey, Strug, appreciate you. Much love to you. Listen, guys, the Lakers are going to look rusty at times, like we did in the fourth quarter yesterday. Again, most of those were third stringers, but some of those, you know, some of those players were, you know, actual rotation players when they started the quarter. I went back and watched the game a little bit at the end, and I'm like, where did we go wrong? It's easy, and I'm glad Redick is catching it. It's the lack of size in the paint. He talked about second chance rebounds and stuff. Now I want to see what adjustments he does. He has AD now. Let's see if we don't any longer go to small ball with Rui at the 5, because then that'll really kind of start taking me off. I definitely don't want to see that in the regular season unless the opposition is playing us. Unless we're playing a small ball team like the Warriors and they're playing Draymond at the 5, then you can get away with Rui at the 5. But I have PTSD of that, man. I really do not want to see the small ball again. What did you guys think of the small ball when we saw it yesterday? And how you guys feel about it potentially this season, right? He said, low-key, I forgot that Mason signed with the Suns. Yeah, that was a good little pickup for them. They stole him away from the Flippers. You know, Affleck is over there. He's playing with the Suns. But again, this is a nice little test. We know the Suns want to get out. They want to run. They want to shoot. They got shooters, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. They got snipers, right? And also Tyus Jones can space the floor a little bit. He's a nice little guard. But what do we have? Well, I think we have the advantage, and I actually expect us to win tonight, assuming the Suns don't play twice as many minutes with their starters than we do. We should have a win tonight. And I want the Lakers to start building winning habits. So I think it's crucial that we get off to a good start here in preseason and kind of take it a little serious. Now, I think starting LeBron James and AD in the second game of preseason, when was the last time that happened, guys? When was the last time that AD and LeBron James started in the second game of preseason? It's been a couple years since we can, you know, pencil them in there. Usually they're playing game 4, game 5, like 2 games before the regular season starts. And the fact that they started this early means they're taking it serious, which is, again, it all seems great right now. Everything is a honeymoon. We're in the honeymoon phase of this whole situation. So, again, it's going to be entertaining to see how we look with the ball movement with some of the older players like LeBron and some of the, and our elite big man in AD. And then defensively, we were scrapping in the first 3 quarters so well that we came back down 22. Did you guys realize that? We were down 22 at one point, and I was like very intrigued to see if we were going to, chip away at the lead and what type of adjustments Redick was going to make. Well, he made his adjustments. Guys got more aggressive. They started getting scrappier. They started turning the ball over and getting down in transition and getting buckets, right? So I want to see how we're going to look playing off of LeBron James and AD today. And are they really going to be off ball a little bit more, or is that all hearsay? I'm curious. I know it's just preseason, but some of these things will be answered. And again, the LeBron James situation is going to be fun to watch. If they do take center court at the same time. So, and by the way, Strega, if you weren't here earlier, I forgot to tell you. Well, I didn't forget to tell you, but you might have missed my announcement that me and my girl will be live tonight at 10 p.m. for an October edition of Late Nights, where we're going to be talking scary stuff. You guys been asking it for a while. It's coming to the channel tonight. So stay tuned for that. We're going to try to do one every weekend and then one on Halloween, assuming we don't do anything that night as far as like major plans. All right. And thank you so much, Kimiko. I appreciate you for posting all the links and everything, man. You guys have been tremendous. How long is Vando out? That is a great question. Well, there's no return table. Well, I'll say this. He said he's about 2 weeks before he starts ramping up, and then he's going to get 2 weeks more so he can kind of get into game shape. So it's about a month out. It's about a month out, and he's most likely going to miss like at least the first week of the NBA regular season, I think, unless he becomes ahead of schedule as far as health-wise goes, and he's able to come back sooner. Unless, right? That'll be the only way. Let's see what my guy Rico said. What up, Dan? I just want to see some progress from the young guys, and also how the new system will work. Me too, man. Listen. The young guys, you can already tell they're more poised. Even Jalen Hood-Schifino, yeah, he was missing some shots and some layups, but he was a little more convicted in his jump shot. He was a little more decisive. There was one where he came off the screen and pulled up in the face of the secondary defender. He kind of put him in a blender there, and he knocked it down, and it looked good. It looked really good, man. So I hope that they continue to shine. And JJ Redick is going to put him in great positions to succeed. We saw Dalton connect. He looked like a veteran. He didn't look like a rookie out there, guys. And that's exactly what we expected when we drafted him. We expected an NBA-ready guy who's coming in ready to work and is going to, do some damage. Even LeBron James mentioned that this kid is ready to play and contribute. All right, now we're going to talk about a little bit more about LeBron in a little bit. There's something interesting he said here to dispel a rumor. So I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But, hey, thank you so much for Super Chat, brother. He said, excited for this season. Glad Lakers are back. Me too, man. And how about them Dodgers getting that win yesterday, man? And it felt so good that Manny Machado was the last at bat for the Madres, and the Dodgers were able to get that final out. Whew, man, that felt good. That felt amazing. Let's see. What's up, Stanley Johnson? How you doing, brother? Back at the crib, Diehard. What's up, brother? Will you be joining us today for playback? That'll be exciting. To have my brother Diehard back in there with KJ and the rest of the crew and anybody else who joins. Yeah, they gave no updates on Vando. As of right now, no. The last update was during the media day where he said that, right? So that's the last update. But yeah, we're getting tons of questions. Is Coloco still hasn't been cleared yet? Christian Coloco still hasn't been cleared yet. Yeah, so he needs to be cleared in order to play, and then there's probably going to be a little mini ramp-up process. So there is that. But great questions, guys. I love answering you guys' educated questions here. All right, let's go back to LeBron James, because Legion of Hoops recently posted a report that said LeBron James joined the Lakers partly because of how they handled the final seasons of Kobe Bryant's career. LeBron James clapped back, and this is what he said. He said, "Cap, I came to the Lakers because I wanted to help Jeannie win championships, bring that spark back to the Lakers, and see my family blossom in SoCal. Why would I make a decision on how someone else is treated? Mama always said, stay out of grown folks' business." Man, okay. And here's the full quote if you guys want to see it. This was his tweet right here, guys. But yeah, so pretty much LeBron James saying that, that really pretty much didn't have anything to do with it. I would say LeBron James is a very calculated person when they answer in the media. Sometimes he does lie though, and I don't believe that that had nothing to do with it. I do believe that seeing the way Kobe Bryant was given his farewell tour was part of the reason. Maybe not the full reason but part of the reason why LeBron James decided to join us, right? And I told you guys this before we even landed LeBron. The way this organization carries itself is gonna turn heads of these megastars. And when Kobe retires, I wouldn't be surprised. I told you guys this, and I quote, I wouldn't be surprised if we land like a LeBron James type player, a megastar. Because, megastars want to get treated like megastars. And let's be honest, LeBron James is a megastar. And ever since he's got here, he's performed like one. He's played like one. He delivered a title like one. And he's timeless. He's even more than a megastar. He's a generational talent that we haven't seen much of before. So, it's interesting that he answered that. It kind of reminds me of like when Kyrie used to have to answer is LeBron your father figure questions. Sometimes reporters will ask annoying questions and it'll rub the athlete the wrong way. So, it kind of reminds me of that. It kind of comes full circle to LeBron now, where he's semi in somebody's, I wouldn't say shadow, but he's kind of is in Kobe Bryant's shadow a little bit. He's going to be asked a lot of Kobe Bryant related questions, and some are going to annoy him. And I think seeing this post, he probably disagreed in the moment and it annoyed him, and he replied, right? But that's just my take on that. What do you guys think of LeBron James's take and the way he answered? He said, I stay out of grown folks' business. Like I said, the Nuggets are doomed. Now that Russell Westbrook is there, I'm very curious to see, because you know what? As soon as he got there, the Celtic commentators started spazzing out. They were covering the first preseason game between the Nuggets and the Celtics. They were saying that LeBron James kind of scapegoated everybody, and Russ was kind of a scapegoat. But Russ didn't leave the Clippers in good terms either. He talked about when he got to Denver how they misutilized him there as well, and how the current coach he has with Denver is gonna, basically let him run free and rampant. That is a recipe for disaster. And I hope they allow him to run rampant, because that's going to be 3 to 4 turnovers a game. That's going to be, 5 to 10 brick layups a game. I mean, it's going to be a lot of stuff there that I think is just not going to, it's not going to work out. So, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to watch for sure. And I am praying for the Nuggets' downfall, because they have beat us back-to-back years. And I'm very excited to match up against them this year. I know Russ is going to be all extra. He's going to try to start a fight with some fans or something. Something's going to happen whenever we do match up with or whenever the Denver Nuggets do come to town. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and have your boo birds ready every time that Russell Westbrook and Jokic touch the basketball, guys. That's going to be really fun. I think those are the funnest games in the season, when we facing teams that have either beat us or we can't stand some of their players. Really fun. He said, yeah, but still have no answer for the rest of the fives in the West. Mini, OKC, Dallas, etc. We're going to figure it out, King Count. I have a gut feeling that at some point we're going to make a deal that's going to make us feel a lot better about this roster. Because, watching games like yesterday, it bothers me that we're so thin in the front line. It does, honestly. And I'm sure it bothers all you guys. And we have to figure that out sooner rather than later. Hopefully something does come to fruition. But the fact that the Knicks made the trade for Cat, that takes them off the books for a potential Walker Kessler deal, which means it's more likely that the Lakers could get involved by the trade deadline. 2 first-round picks is too much. According to reports, that's what was being asked of the Knicks before they pivoted and traded for Cat. But, again, I will elaborate more on my show tomorrow, NBA Weekly. So make sure you guys return for that one. Me too, Evan. Trust, bro. Trust, me too. Hey, D Free, what's up, brother? He said, bless up, my guy. Also, the thing about Russ is the Nuggets bench was already abysmal, giving them inconsistent up and down play. He's not really going to be a negative in that regard. The problem is KCP. That was a huge loss. I agree with that. But the thing about Russ, for me, that bothers me is that in his mind, when you watch him play, he plays like he was still OKC Russ. He never really adapted his game. His jump shot is hit or miss. There'll be nights when he's hot, he'll hit 3 out of 5 or something like that. And then there's nights when he'll go 0 for 7. So, he's like, Russ, I got a new nickname for Russ. I call him the coin flip. It's most time it's going to land on tails You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't using his head. You feel me? So it's going to land on tails, and he tries to play hero ball. He turns the ball over in fourth quarters. Those are the things. He might give you production in the stat sheet off the bench, but boy, I would hate to have him. And I used to hate having him out there in the fourth quarter whenever the Lakers were playing. I'm so glad he's not on my team. And I think a lot of Laker fans can relate to that sentiment because, yeah, again, when we look at the stats, sure, 6 man of the year type stats sometimes. But when you look at the efficiency and you look at some of the turnovers that he has down the stretch, it's just not, I don't think. But you're right, KCP, the loss of KCP, and it showed last year they lost Bruce Brown. That was a huge loss. Now they lose another very important shooting guard / wing, and that's definitely hurting them. Kind of like when it hurt the Lakers when we lost KCP. So it's going to hurt them. And I think, subtraction by addition with Russ, for me personally. That's just my opinion. I think it's going to be, subtraction by addition. And I don't even hate the guy. I think he's a great dude off the court, community, all that. I just hate his ego on the court, man. I hate it when he talks in third person. Let Russ be Russ, and Russ is going to run his own offense and blah, 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 and Russ is going to get triple doubles. And I hate that, bro. Got to be selfless, especially as you get older, towards the end of your career. He's going to have to humble himself eventually and accept a lesser role. And the Nuggets would be lucky if he finally does it in Denver because they gave him, I think, a 2-year deal. So if he does do it in Denver, then he might get the best version out of Russ. But I highly doubt it. But we'll see. Again, the beautiful thing about the NBA season is we can speculate all we want, but the NBA will come and they will give us exactly the answers game by game, season by season. So many question marks around the league. And that's why we bring him back around the league. The show, man, very excited. We brought it back last week with D Free, by the way. Shout out to him. And we'll bring it with some new guests again next week. And NBA Weekly on Monday. So now I got 2 segments to cover the entire NBA because there's so much to talk about. So much. Let's see. Murray is the Laker killer, is still on the roster. He stinks against most teams, but against us, he's 08 Kobe. Nobody's 08 Kobe, but I get the point. Yeah, he has been a killer. I think this is why, Q Max Christie has the X factor. If he can get a bigger role, I thought he could have did a tremendous job last season on players like Jamal Murray. If they would have utilized him in the playoffs, maybe he wasn't ready, maybe he was. We'll never know because he didn't get the opportunities. But I think Max Christie is the perfect type of player to try to take on those type of defensive assignments. Just like Vandal does it. If we can get more players like Vandal who can switch multiple positions and just kind of be disruptors on the defensive end, now you'd be cooking. And there were glimpses the game versus Minnesota, the first preseason game, where we were scrambling defensively. We had active hands. We were forcing the defense to the weak side, and the helper was coming over, causing turnovers. I saw D'Angelo Russell shade his defender over towards Austin Reeves, and they're communicating a lot better, but it's only a very small sample size. I need to see more. But again, I think Max Christie is going to be huge, man. Huge for the Lakers. The Inspiration said, my fantasy wish, Lakers get Wemby, the only player I want for the Lakers. Oh, that would be awesome. But he's not the only player I want for the Lakers. I dream of Anthony Edwards on the Lakers someday. I dream of Wemby. Wemby's probably my primary target as well. Just because I think he's a generational talent, probably the next torchbearer as far as the face of the NBA, either him or Ant or Luka, one of those guys. But yeah, man, I feel you, bro. Hey, a man can dream, right? Absolutely, we could dream. He said, yeah, he never changed, which is really hurting him. And he got worse. He's still largely the same athlete, but he can't finish. Remember, we checked his eyes and hands when he was here. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what, man? I actually feel sorry for these Hall of Fame athletes who refuse to change their game to prolong their career. Eventually, they're going to find that, there's not going to be a place for them. We saw with Carmelo, even though Carmelo did change towards the end, credit to him. We saw with Allen Iverson. Now we're seeing it with Westbrook. Some players it's kind of like you're stuck in the past and you're still trying to be the old. You're trying to do too much instead of letting the game come to them and using their experience to their advantage to make better decisions. But I'm not going to say I wish him the best because he plays for Denver and I can't stand Denver. Same thing when he played for the Clippers. But, like I said, off the court, he seems like a great guy. It's just on the court, I have that egomaniac problem with him where he just drives me crazy. And I'm just happy he's not on my team, D-Free. That's all. Hey, let's go, NC. Let's go, baby. Hey, listen. Y'all want to get in early on the action, guys. We got about a little over 30 minutes till tip-off. Yeah, y'all better go check out Playback. Don't stay back. There's only 20 VIP passes. The rest of you guys can definitely watch along. It's a lot of fun regardless, but I'm telling you, man, when you're watching along, it's nothing like it, man. There's a lot of excitement. It's a lot of joy, a lot of jokes, a lot of intensity because we love our Lakers, and same thing for the Dodgers, man. I will be covering them more and more, and maybe at halftime I'll change the channel and watch a little bit of Dodgers baseball with you guys over there. But again, first 20 get the VIP pass, baby. Let's go. I already read that one. Let's see. But I'll say we have an experience that no one else has because we had him at 40. His contract now with the production is good. Yeah, I can see your point. You're right. What they have him like 2 years, $8 million deal or something like that per year, something like that, right? He's not quite the MLE, but somewhere around that vicinity. Yeah, no, for sure. But like I said, the problem with Russ is he's gonna throw a tantrum if the coach benches him in the fourth quarter in an important game, and it's gonna hurt the chemistry. That's another thing about him that's very underrated is he is a chemistry killer at times because when he's involved, he's clapping, he's super excited, everything. But the moment that he misses a crucial moment in the fourth quarter, you're going to see the flip switch. You're going to see him be upset. He's not even going to respond to report. Even if they win, he's going to be upset. I seen it when he was a Lakers. So it's multiple things. Let's see here. Dan, what do you think Matt Christie should start over Rui? We're not having that conversation yet, but it might. If Rui doesn't learn how to make better decisions whenever, and he continues to get tunnel vision on the offensive end, we might have to have that conversation down the road. But for now, I like Rui starting. I want to see what else he can bring to the table. But yeah, I think a lot of fans are starting to get tired of some of these poor decisions he makes down the stretch at times, right? At times. Not always, but at times. Lakers have more blocks than points. Stop it. He said, Connect 4 going to be so good alongside AD and Bron. He could average double digits rookie year. Here's the thing, right? And this is something I told you guys when we drafted him and I saw him play in Summer League. I wouldn't be surprised if he does start a game or two or maybe more, depending on how much of a role he carves out. I'm not expecting it, but if the Lakers need more floor spacing, they could plug him in there. But then that'll hurt. I'm not sure. He seems like a decent defender. I got to see more. Rui has more size, and I think he has better rebounding abilities, but they're both very similar. And I think Connect is not offensively for sure. He has natural offensive instincts. He doesn't force it. Everything he did his first game in preseason versus the Timberwolves made me feel like I was watching a veteran, not a rookie. I never felt like he was a rookie. He had one turnover when they didn't cross half court and it went off his knee. But that's about one of the very few mistakes I saw him make in the game. And that's really good for a rook, man. And he got some good minutes. So let's see if that continues tonight. Now that we're getting closer to the regular rotations, we get LeBron, we get AD back. Or are they going to go away from it and, give him the rookie treatment, not play him a lot because the regular guys are back? We'll see. It'll be fun to break it down post-game with you guys for sure. Yes, sir, KJ. Love you too, bro. See you over there, my boy. Can we waive Cam and sign my boy Stanley? Listen, man. You guys know how I feel about Stanley Johnson. He's been on my show. He blessed the channel, man. I was a huge fan of him before that. I'm rooting for the guy to come back in the league. Listen, there's guys, I'm not going to mention no names because I don't want to disrespect anybody, but there's guys in the league that aren't half as talented as Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson has two-way wing potential. And from last I heard, he was shooting 42% from beyond the arc. So if that's something he improved on, I think he could definitely carve a role, not just for the Lakers, but for a lot of teams in the league. So I'll be rooting for him to get a spot, man. And what is he, 27 or 28? He's still at a very good age where somebody could pick him up and he can make impact, whether it's off the bench, most likely off the bench. So Rob not going to waive Cam, unfortunately. I don't want him gone too. I like Cam Reddish. If he's off the bench, I think that's a natural role for him. Starting last year, Darvin Ham was tripping. But I like Cam Reddish off the bench. You can throw him in whenever, there's a tough offensive assignment, or should I say defensive assignment. He can definitely get some minutes in there. Him and Max Christie can be those designated defensive guys who come off the bench and try to clamp up, or at least, disrupt whatever their offense is running. So there's potential to utilize these guys in spurts. It doesn't mean that they have to start or be regular parts of the rotation, but I think Max Christie will be a regular part of the rotation for sure. Cam Reddish, TBD. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Does he get traded? Does he get included in some package? I don't know. How many more seasons is LeBron playing before retiring? I say 2. This season and next season. And the only reason I say 2 is because I believe he's going to want a farewell tour. Knowing LeBron, he loves attention. So I do believe he's going to want a farewell tour, rightfully so. and he's going to ask for it next year. I think we'll know probably by the end of this year. He'll say, oh, next year will be my final year. They'll give him the farewell tour, and he'll finish out his contract. That's what I feel. That's why I think he did a 2-year deal. Otherwise, if he was going to play more than that, it would have made more sense to get a 3-year deal. However, the only question mark is he does have an opt-out clause, and he could opt out and go to another team, and they give him the retirement tour there. But there's, again, we talked about this earlier. There's no better city to get a retirement tour than Los Angeles, period. Like, we really rolled out the red carpet for Kobe Bryant, and we would do the same thing for LeBron James. I'm sure Jeannie Buss is grade A class when it comes to that stuff. So she's going to, whatever they decide to do, they're going to execute it properly. And I look forward to it. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun, but not this year. This year, let's compete for the title. Next year, both. We want to double dip, compete for the title, and, give him his farewell tour. All right. I'm going to give you guys my top 3 keys to tonight's game, guys, and my predictions, okay? So here you go. So obviously, they got most of their starting lineup. We got our starting lineup. I expect the Lakers to win today, but if we lose, it should be close and competitive. No blowouts like the last game, hopefully, unless third stringers play in the fourth. I expect the Lakers to win. I think LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to get us going early on. LeBron is a playmaker, AD as a scorer. I want to see Austin Reeves be really aggressive, D'Angelo Russell be really aggressive, and Rui be aggressive. And hopefully that's going to be the game plan moving forward. And LeBron and AD will kind of get their stuff within the flow of things. And then, of course, whenever we need a bucket, you go to LeBron or you go to AD. That's always going to be an option. But if we start off the game early and things are flowing, then, we got to ride the hot hand. Simple. Whether that's Austin, D'Angelo, or Rui. And then the stars will be stars. They can listen. A star can run off anywhere between 8 to 15 points in one quarter, maybe even more, sometimes more. Right? We've seen LeBron even last year go off for 20 straight points in a quarter. Like, stars do that. So I never worry about them. Even if the first half, each LeBron and AD only had 3 points. If it's regular season, I'm more concerned. But if it's preseason, I don't worry, because in the second half they can run off a nice 15 to 20, like I said, each. So. But the role players are crucial. Them staying aggressive and building up on their confidence and learning the scheme, the offensive and defensive schemes in the offense and defense. I think that's more important than what the Stars are going to do tonight. But still, curious to see if Bronny and LeBron plays. So key number 1, stay aggressive. For our role players, they got to stay aggressive. Key number 2, defensively, I want to see us key in. Now that we got the true anchor in the paint, I don't want to see guys getting layup drills on the Lakers one after the next. And then my final key is just I want to see these guys have fun and just not get hurt. That's it. That is it. So if we can do that, we should be good tonight. And let's get it, baby. Any final questions before I get off and go get prepared for this for this playback TV, man? Let's see. Final questions. Hey, Dan, big fan of your channel. Appreciate you, bro. He said, can we get PJ Tucker for Reddish and second-round picks? He's a vet and can hit threes and play defense. I would like PJ Tucker. He's older, but he is a vet. I don't know how much he has left in the tank, but he definitely would be a solid addition to the Lakers, I think, even at his age. Just for, if anything, so he can be that locker guy for the youngins and kind of guide them a little bit. Would I do 2 second-round picks? I don't think he's worth more than 1 second-round pick, if I'm being honest. And yes, I would do Reddish and a second-round pick for PJ Tucker. Great question, by the way. Look, we're going to get the whole PJ Tucker's watched. We don't need him to come in here and drop 30 minutes per game. We need him to give us anywhere between 5 to 10 and some good, solid veteran leadership off the bench. I think that production might be a little bit more than what Cam Reddish does. Unless Cam Reddish has a breakout year, then that changes everything, right? Hey, is everything okay with Christian Coloco? Did he get cleared yet? Christian Coloco has not been cleared yet. No, sir. Answered a little bit earlier, but yeah, Christian Coloco still not cleared to play. Maybe closer to the regular season, we'll get an update with that. But as of right now, nada. And also, if you guys want to watch along, don't want to download the app, you can always watch along with us on Primetime TV. The only thing is no VIP passes to watch along there. You'll just be watching our reaction there. And if for those of you that do want a chance at a VIP pass, head on over now. Make sure you guys wait for my mug to pop out up over there and then ask for the VIP pass. First 20 will get it, guys. That's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Thanks for all the super chats, all the new members and the subscriptions. Appreciate you guys for becoming a part of the family. I will see you guys here for post game. And like I said, don't forget later on tonight, late nights with DTLF and Yessie, man. So yeah, bringing my girl on the channel We're definitely going to break down some interesting, spooky stuff. So tap in, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys later, all right? Enjoy the game. Go Lakers, baby, and go Dodgers. Let's go.